So weird being on this side of things, isn't it? Hi, everyone. Thank you for seeing me today. Oh, I am going to be loud. It's a problem. So my name, as you know, is Tara Lindemann. I am a journalist. I am a reporter who is part-time with the Haldimand Press, and I'm working on a couple investigative things. I was also sitting over there for a good portion of the time covering for the SACM, and we see that Tamara Botting is there today. I am absolutely, by the way, maybe I'm not allowed, I'm doing this in the wrong order, but we did understand what the amendments were, and we're still vehemently opposed to how they're laid out, regardless of intention. I will get to that in just a sec. So opposed to the amendments in the procedural bylaw in terms of how it's laid out in the supplemental report, still against the way it's worded in terms of recording restrictions. I also want to address just briefly the decorum ban, things that I hope it's okay to say, but I'm not necessarily opposed to it as it's laid out, but I feel things that should be on public record. Now, my colleague, former boss actually, has already laid out a whole lot of concerns, and that again is after understanding the amendments to the proposed procedural bylaw. I'm confused. I'm concerned. So I'm confused because in the report, you use Haldimand press coverage as an example of live stream being efficient. I, of course, sat for 5 years, not including COVID, obviously, in recording. I guess I'm curious how the one thing is okay to say in a report, but not mentioning that, hey, we're recording and I don't know, there just wasn't enough questions to local journalists that were added to this report, except for bringing to the attention that, hey, yeah, my colleague Mike Renzella uses live stream regularly to report matters. So here's why we endeavor to sit in chambers to begin with and record. There's massive sound issues in here. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there are. Your live stream, I say this respectfully, it blows chunks. Okay, it sucks. There have been consistent delays here. There have been a time or two where it's failed utterly. The turnaround for a live stream, with the exception of the occasional police services board, is between 2 and 20 hours. So we record. Now, there's limited visual of the gallery. There's better visual in the older building. You could see almost everybody who was kicking up a fuss. So who bad actors were and who was genuinely upset, what those interactions were. The sound, again, much better. Here, you hear nothing. This area beyond here, you're blind to what else is going on. So that leads us to decorum. I'm concerned. Really hope you guys don't hate me. I'm a people pleaser, which is not awesome. Concerned that the addendum to decorum is singularly focused to handle one gallery member, where we've had repeated incidents previously of loud, disruptive behavior already stated in the procedural bylaw over a good portion of time that have not been consistently enforced. Can we look at how we're enforcing disruptive behavior, what that looks like, not just in the moment, because you just put a massive ban on a bunch of stuff to what? Deal with 1 or 2 issues. At least that's what my sources are now saying. That is what I've been learning since, and we'll get to a transparency thing in a moment. The viewing public would not have been privy to any of what's going on. You can't hear anything. If you look at the live stream or the recording afterwards, you can't hear if somebody's being disruptive or what's being said. You can only hear what someone at the microphone is saying back and forth. That's it. And that's problematic on so many counts. And I hope I don't have to say how. In terms of, I do want you to explain why now and not before regarding the decorum element, why yelling and disruptive stuff is okay, but signage is not. Many of you over the years have worn personal signage, either promoting local lions but again, personal promotion of something. Just throwing that out there to consider as well. Not saying I'm approving of bad acting. I hate it. It drives me nuts, and you all know this too. Now, I'm further concerned that the proposed recording hurts our local journalism, and I'm not just concerned, I'm angry about it. We are in a very great battle to get truth, to seek truth, to bring that to the public, which is, again, what we hope all of you do and what we trust that all of you do. I absolutely am a fan of this particular chamber and the oath that needs to be taken to be in this office, and I know you all honor that. The supplemental report states that most boards and committees are not actually recorded, but sometimes really important things happen in those committee and board meetings. And one vital tool that we have is a reliable whistleblower who happened to be recording that day. I don't care about their motives. It's about the reliability of the information, and we deserve that access. There are only a handful of us left out here. Only a handful. And there's stuff happening. We talk about it. You guys talk about it over and over and over again. It shifts a little. There are limitations within municipal government, and we're at the mercy of a whole lot of provincial and federal stuff. Not the point. I digress. But we are coming to transparency. I'm asking you first, do not remove this tool from us. With transparency, I'm a little, again, I have feelings about this because I believe that we've had genuinely, for the most part, a very good working relationship. We ask a question, we get the answer, but there have been times that has not happened. And you have not disclosed, and by you, I went through communications, as we were supposed to, but as to why you felt a recording ban was the answer to what exactly? You haven't said anything, and that sort of speaks to a little bit of what Councillor Shurton was saying a little earlier. We want to know who, what, where, when, and why. And I'm going to ask some of the same questions that I did ask, and then, you know, I obviously invite questions. Who specifically requested this be added, and what was the reasoning? And I'm asking because it's imperative, and again, all of us know this, all of you take the oath. I have a natural sacred vow to this place. I ask because it's imperative that mayor and councillors do not look self-serving. That they are not singularly focused. If you do ban public and restrict the press, then all of the meetings that are happening, are you going to be recording them? Are they going to be live streamed? Are they going to be live streamed here? And then we're going to have the argument where I will start complaining about this system because I've been trying to be really good about it before now. How much does it cost, or the new video system cost? And by new, I mean in this building, to record meetings annually. And what did it cost at the other place with, what was that fellow? He was amazing. I forgot his name. Remember him? He had this intuition on where to hit. He just knew everybody, who was hitting, where to speak. So you had a really wholesome view of what was happening in the gallery. And I long for that to happen again. So I asked this too, because I did not see this in the supplemental report. What municipalities did the county consider as an example in adding this addendum to the procedural bylaw, specifically the proposed ban of audio and video, which now has, of course, just restricting, banning the public and restricting our access. We want to continue a good relationship. We believe in you. We believe in truth and transparency. We hope you do too. We trust that you do too. And that is what we are asking for. This ban is not a good thing. It's not. And find another solution. And please answer our questions. We do ask that. And that's all I have. Thank you again very much for listening to me. I haven't been up at a podium since my wedding about 20 years ago. So.
Thank you for that. We need a mover and a seconder to receive Ms. Lindeman's report. Please, Councillor Patterson, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Lawrence. Discussion? Any questions? None? Thank you, Tara. Appreciate that.
Sorry, one more thing. This is sort of lost track over the last several years. It's actually Tara. I just, one starts to not bother saying, but if I can say for public record, it's Tara. Thank you. Sorry, I don't mean to be a dork.
Thank you, Tara.